Hi guys, welcome to the new video of this Linux tutorial series. In this video we're going to discuss again the user, not the user management. Now the topic is group management. Now why this is so important, let's quickly discuss. Before that, let me tell you, group are of two type. First is the primary and the second is the secondary. So when you are creating a user, that user will always be a part of some group, and it's very good practice to always user keep in some group. Now what is the reason? Let's say in your organization we have dev team, operations team, monitoring team, multiple team we have, and the separate persons are working on that. So let's say XYZ person working here, John working here, and Peter working here. Let's say again some another person here, another person here. So that's for the management. It's always good to keep a person on some group. Now what is a primary group? When you create any new user, so that user with the name of that user with the same name, one group is created. Okay, that group is called primary group, and that user is always a part of this group. So let's say I am creating a user Peter. Okay, and at the same time in the group, same group will be created with same name Peter, and that Peter user is a part of this group by default. That is a primary group. Secondary group is, let's say Peter is a part of this group. There is a primary group, but Peter is working as an operations guy, and we have another group OPS. So if we add Peter to this group, then this group is secondary group for the Peter. That's all about the primary and secondary group. Second thing, the concept is called GID. So that is a group ID, and every user is allocated with a unique ID to identify that user uniquely. That is called UID. Similarly, to identify any group, we have a unique ID that is called GID. Okay, that is the one thing. Second thing, the primary group created. Now what is a primary group? You understand already. So the group created during the creation of user. Okay, during a creation of user with the same name of user, same name as of user. So that group is primary group, and that group ID of primary group, the GID of primary group is always equal to the UID of that user. I'm gonna show you this all in demo, but I'm just giving some basic theoretical term. So that is one thing. Now user can be a part of multiple group also, let's say dev also and prod also. That's all about the theory. Let's move on the hands-on. So the file that maintains the group information is located under the etc group. Okay, this is a file, and if I add, or like if I don't add, let me tail it. I'm doing okay. So these are the fields. Now what this field means is there are 4 fields in this file that is separated by colon. Okay, the first field represents the group name. What is the name of group? Second represents the password of that group. Okay. Third represents the GID, group ID. Fourth represents the user list that are part of this group. This field is normally a blank. I don't want to password protect my group, but yeah, we can do it. Like we can protect the group by password also. This is one thing. Okay. So if you see the user X and some GID, then last there is no user on this basically. Now if I show you like this, so after no user is added, that means sleep user is there in my system. So that is the name of group. Then some GID or like password protected or not, then GID, then colon it's blank. You said that there is a user list. Why there is no user list? So by default, the primary user, let's say I created the sleep user. If you want to verify ID sleep user is there in my system, this user, see, and by default the user is created, group is created with the same name of user, but the user, let's say sleep user, or another group is cal user, that is again the same name of another user, that is cal-user. If I show you, this user also present in my system. But what happened is, just for the management and to make it simple, the user will not be added here, the primary user. That means if you are creating sleep user group is created, but sleep user will not, the username will not show here, just for the simplicity. If you add like another user, let's say DevOps user is, I want to add on this group, then it will show here. As you can see here also, there is a group. I added 2 users. How we can add? I will show it to you within a few seconds. But that is the meaning. Now, if you want to see a group ID of any user, then -g is the option and the username. So that is a group ID. And if I want to show it to new user, see, and if I do etc group, and if I grab, as you all know, grab how grab bug and pipe bug. If you don't know, watch out my videos. Shri 2. See, 1007. That is 1007 is the group ID. Okay. And if I give another user, that is new user. See, it given only 1009. That is the group ID of primary group. Why primary group? Because the username is again with the name new user and the group name again with the same name new user. But if you see here, this user is also part of this group. It doesn't show me this GID. Why? So by default -g only show the primary group GID. If I use capital G, it will show me both. See, that's how it worked. This is one thing. Now, important thing is how we can change a group ID or multiple thing. So that is totally depend on other commands. So the next agenda of next video is discuss only those commands, that is groupadd, groupdel, and there is another command to modify group mode, and there is one more command. All this gonna discuss in next video. All these things, how we can change a group and users in that group, the ID of the users and multiple things. But in this video, this is the agenda, and the last agenda of this video I want to show you is one file, that is etc login.df. This file is very big. I don't want to go in detail of this file. Yeah, we have a separate lecture for this file, but as of now I just want to show it in a very short form. So whatever the GID, how group is taking a GID, who is deciding that what will be the GID of group? See, deciding by here. The GID will start from 1000 and it will go to the 60,000. What are the system accounts that have GID and maximum like this? What will be the UID? See, all will be defined here. And whatever we are showing the password using also, like by default values that is taking, that is again coming from this file. So this file is very important and very interesting. We are discuss in detail. But yeah, that's all over this video to discuss basically the file it is a group. And if you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and if you have any doubts, you can reach out to me LinkedIn or